Okay, let's add some functionality to this mad-lib. So we'll add an event listener to this button so that when I click it, it'll get the input elements, put it together into the story, and then output the result. All right, so how do I do that? So I've already been loading my JavaScript. So I'll go into here, I'm gonna add a little title, mad-lib by Mr. V. First thing first is the event listener. So document get element by ID, and did I give the button an ID? No, I didn't. So ID equals mad-lib-btn. Just going to copy that. And when I go to here, we'll go quotations, mad-lib-btn, and then .add event listener. Listen for the click event, and then we'll say create mad-lib will be the name of the function that we want to call. Right, so this says document, please find this element and add an event listener so that when we click the element, it'll call this function. Right, we just give it the name of that function. And then we define that function here, create mad-lib, open and close, open and close. And I'm going to go input, process, output. Okay, so my input basically involves making some variables. Let verb, ing verb, let verbing, cool. Be assigned document.get element by ID. So I want to get this input element, verb-ing, and I need to get the value of this input element. So this selects the element, but I want to go dot value to get the value. And then it'll store it in this variable. Let plural noun be assigned document.get element by ID, plural noun. I'm just guessing on that one, but like so. Is that right? Plural dash noun, good, and then adjective. So let adjective be assigned document.get element by ID, adjective, again, dot value. And then just to test these out, I'm going to do a console.log verbing. I think I can separate by commas. Plural noun and adjective, and just see what I get from that. And let's save this. And now if I open my console, which I should have had open anyway, it's a good idea in case there's error messages and stuff. But we can put A, B, C, and it prints out A, B, C. D, E, F, G. Beautiful. And in this console.log, I could have actually instead of doing that, could have added like, homerow keys, like comma plus a comma plus, because remember when we have strings, that's what these input elements return when we do the values, they return a string. I can add strings together and it just concatenates them, it joins them together, right? So if I were to do this, you would see A, B, C, it would actually put those commas in. Okay, and that's important because when I do this process, let's just get rid of this. My process is I'm going to create a variable called story, and I'm going to basically just add a bunch of strings together. Okay, and I forget what the story is, so I'm just going to open this up like that. Why don't we do this? I'm going to hide this. Should have done this earlier. Okay, so my story is this. There are too many blank on this blank airplane. Exclamation mark, quotation. Oh, okay, this gets weird. Comma, I screamed. Oh, see, it's messing up. So because I want to print out quotations, but my quotations are to say when my string begins and ends. What I need to do is I'm going to use single quotations to represent the string that's going to be stored in this variable. And then inside of those single quotations, I can do the double quotes. There are too many blank on this blank airplane. And then that ends that quote. comma, ice creamed. Okay, and that should work well. Now, of course, let's just do this. I'm going to leave the blanks in there, and let's do our output, which I believe was this result. So document.getElementById result, and set its inner HTML to be the story. And what we should see when we do this is that boop, there are too many blank blank on this blank airplane ice cream. Okay, so at least that's working, right? Whenever I click this, it prints this out, but it doesn't matter what's in here. Okay, and you can see that these variables are kind of grayed out, right? They're lighter. So you can see adjective is declared, but its value is never read. We don't actually use this variable. So that's what we need to do here. We have to put those variables in here. And the way we do that is by adding strings together. So I'm going to put a quotation here, well, a single quote here to end this part of the string, plus, this is where the blank should go. Hold on, let's do this properly. There's supposed to be a blank, so that blank is going to be the variable. So I go plus verbing, so that's this blank, plus, I need a space between the words, so I'm going to do a space. Let's be consistent and use the single quote. I'm going to do a space, plus, oh, I don't need a quote, I need another variable, right? So there are too many, whatever the user entered, a space, and then whatever the user entered for the plural noun, plus these words, so a space, and then on this, and then this blank again will be the adjective to describe the airplane. Get rid of the blank. Put a space in there again, airplane, ice creamed. So it's basically, yes, there are too many, whatever the user entered. So laughing, jumping, running, somethings on this, something airplane, ice creamed. Okay, let's try that. So there are too many running baboons on this beautiful airplane. There are too many running baboons on this beautiful airplane ice cream. All right, that's it. Okay, that's it. So a little bit of a weird thing with that quotation, right? Because I wanted to have the actual quotes in my output, I had to use this single quote so that it didn't mess up. That was a little weird, but otherwise the main idea is just saying, hey, here's my story, and wherever I want to use a variable, I have to go plus that variable, plus, and then continue on with the story. Plus a variable, plus continue on with the story. And it basically just takes all of these, takes this string, plus this string, plus this string, plus this string, plus this string, and just joins them all together into that one sentence. Okay, so input, get the input, the value of these input elements and store them in variables. The process is add all those variables together into a story, and the output is boom, show it on the screen. Okay, hope that made sense. I'm going to stop here. So take care, and we'll see you in the next video.